Yeah.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to episode 98 of the Great Pendragon Campaign. It is the year 530. So Christmas has come and gone. The birth of our Savior has come. Gwern, Steward, got mysteriously murdered last winter. If you missed that,
Yep.
that was a shocker.
Yep.
Yeah. So we're getting into it this year. It is, besides the whole murder thing, it is a relatively quiet time here in this spring. So I thought we could probably start with one of those short scenes at home. So remember, you could spend time with King Arthur in Camelot, and test through your lowest chivalrous trait. You can spend time with your family and test honor. You can spend time with your retinue and test generous. Or you can spend time with the church and test spiritual. Or you can spend time with common folk, test merciful. All that kind of stuff, right? And just kind of describe a little bit of what is going here, right? Not only do you get a check for whatever the thing that you test on, but if you want to provide an intention for doing that, like, overseeing the funeral for Gwern, or I don't know, like asking Arthur for a favor, inquiring about the comings and goings of court or the world, all that stuff's around, or just in general Sarm and Salisbury.
Yeah,
I think it's really easy for me to say is when he's going to stay at home this year.
Yeah.
With Gwern's death, right? Gwern was part of the family, a sort of background part of the family, like the wallpaper in the living room. It's like very important wallpaper in his wallpaper. I think Acewin is like kind of reckoning with what the absence of Gwern looks like. Because again, literally no part of her life, Gwern was always there. He was just a fixture.
Pedrog is not the same.
Around. Yeah, her father was around less often than Gwern, just as a function of what he did when he died.
Pedrog is pretty good, right? But he's kind of like capitalism in general, right? Like, your dad's tools that he bought that last his entire life or whatever, you try to buy the same ones and they're just kind of not the same. Like, they're pretty good, but it's like there's no way this is cheaper. Pedrog
his stewardship is still 18.
That's what I'm saying. Like, he's still a good power drill, but it's for some reason they're just, the make is a little worse. They don't make them like they did back in the Age of Uther.
Yeah, it doesn't have that solid heft. Something made mid-century feels.
Yeah.
I think that's the thing, is the confidence. Like, Gwern didn't have confidence. He didn't need confidence. There was an absolute certainty, the certainty of a falling stone. Like, well, are you going to argue with Gwern? He is the estate. But now Pedrog, no matter how good Pedrog is, he's not Gwern. He has to ask for things. Like, he has to he has to demand things in ways that Gwern never had to.
Yeah. He's in a shadow of Gwern's own magnificence, his magnanimity of stewardship.
I think that fact is probably something Acewin empathizes with, considering the relationship she had with her father's legacy. And it took her a while to climb out of that. Even after she had exceeded him in glory, she still hadn't exceeded him in her own head, and was not sure if she ever could. So I think she's sympathetic, and it's definitely, she's staying home to see how Pedrog does, and to really kind of appreciate what Gwern meant for the Winterborn Gunnet Manor.
Right. Cool. I think Pedrog wants your advice, or asks you and Alwina's advice on what to perhaps say to the populace, because Gwern was kind of beloved by everyone.
I shouldn't say anything. They will not like anything you have to say, so say nothing.
Say nothing. Okay.
No. Let me tell you about peasants. They are simple folk with small, mushy minds, and you need to give them no more respect than they wish for, which is not much.
But what if it comes out that the way of Gwern's death is most disconcerting? It keeps me up at night.
It shouldn't. You have sums to do.
That's amazing. I mean, like, how do you rebut that?
Yeah, it's like,
of course,
I'll worry about justice. That's my job here. Yours are the numbers thing. I can't do the numbers.
Yeah. He's
curly ones always give you trouble.
Yeah. You know, you're sleeping in the same hotel room that you know that someone was murdered in like a month ago. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like, that's what his problem is. He's like, I don't like it. You know, it's a little odd. But you're like, who cares, man? Charts must go up and to the right.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Right.
No one's gonna kill Stewart twice in a row. Yeah, that would be.
It would do such. Incredible, man. All right. Yeah. So give me a. Let's do honor, right? As you're spending time with your family and the like, for sure.
Nice.
Do you think? All right. Based on how you're doing, do you think like you're hanging out with your family and keeping things good here, or I mean, this was I kind of put towards the idea of just Pedrog needing some support and what to do with the dearth here, but that doesn't mean that your action has to be this. You know what I mean?
I think Aeswin and Karen are also very subtly protective. Like there was a violation of the house, and like our sweet lazy wife like needs protecting. Like Aeswin and Karen are kind of both in bodyguard mode a little bit through the winter.
Yeah, that's good. Thankfully, Alwina does not blame herself. Like, why should she on Gwern's death? Like, she did something wrong.
No.
Genuinely, it's just one of those head scratchings. You know, of like what would do something like this. You know, there's a mysterious act of God's love. Right. Who knows?
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Thank you. Let's hop over to Till's Head and see what's going on with you, buddy.
Yeah, I was thinking like last year spent time in Camelot.
Yeah.
But like this is the first year that Gorthrend and Svedarin have no children in the house. All of them are pages.
Yep.
Or the like.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking that Gorthrend is maybe like out out riding with Svedarin, or maybe out hunting together. Something just the two of them. Because it's like, I don't know, it's like quiet all of a sudden.
Yeah.
There's not a horde of little screaming children running around.
Yeah. Seriously, Till's Head has never had so few imps.
Right, yeah.
Yeah, no, yeah. I love that. So go ahead and test honor for me. All right.
Don't want to wear out my welcome at Camelot.
Yeah. Beautiful. All right. Yeah. So it's as you say. Like I think Svedarin and you, you guys obviously enjoy riding. Let me ask you a question about this though. How do you feel about boats after last year and the like, and things are still positive?
Of course, it's a real boat guy.
Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. He has one of those. He has one of them whitewashed.
Yeah.
It's like a yacht.
Nice. Oh, awesome.
Is there a way to get to Camelot by river for Easter?
No. Well, there is, but I think you have to go through like the Test River or something like.
Yeah.
But you have to like go really far out of your way, like almost through. I don't even know what you call that, like Radichin and like up and around. I don't know. Probably just go through the plane, man. Look at this.
Yeah, just take the road.
One is a like 2-month journey, and the other one's like a week or whatever, or a few days. Yeah. All right. Well.
Yeah, I mean, he keeps them just, it's a couple of the distance between the mainland and the Isle of Wight is a couple miles,
Yeah.
So having something at the ready that he doesn't have to wait on a ferry or something like that.
Yeah. Nice.
So yeah.
Cool. Go ahead and check. I think just check Love of Family for having this hanging out time.
Yeah, just like taking time to catch up. How it's been at least last year, I imagine Gorthrend was away for a while, dealing with the.
You were hanging out with your uncle and going over battle plans like constantly, right?
Yeah, all that stuff.
Yeah. Well, and you know that this year it's going to be a little more of the same going into it, because you know that some of the Irish contingent that was helping Duke Galeholt is still
around.
Exactly.
All right. Yeah, take a moment of peace before the storm begins again.
Yeah. Sweet. Cool. So do we want to... I think personally, Rofus will probably show up to Acewin's house about Gwern.
Mm-hmm.
And offer their condolences.
I think Acewin is going to ask a favor of the Earl.
Mm-hmm.
She points in the Chronicle to one of the first moments in Gareth's career as like he's rising up in the world was when he carried the Earl's authority, got to wear the special necklace, right, and dispense justice with absolute authority on some local issue. I think she's going to ask the Earl for that authority in order to track down this killer. Like, whoever killed Gwern, whoever they are, like, I ask for dispensation to be the justice, no matter who it is, aka even if it's another knight. Don't know why it would be.
Ooh. I mean, Rufus, yeah, like what? Rufus absolutely loves and trusts you, so I think that he's going to mention, we've been through so many battles together. I trust you with everything. And, he'll put a hand on your shoulder and be like, whatever you need, it's yours. You have my dispensation.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's important for Acewin because she wants to be able to point to that special justice necklace and be like, whatever, I did it for a reason. Like, it doesn't matter who I've done dirty with this. Like, I did it right. No one's going to be gossiping about my shit.
Yeah. And, to Rufus's point, like, you're his marshal. He trusts and loves you like a peer. Mm-hmm. You're a round table knight. You're extremely well known. You survived a giant smash. Like, there's so many things that, like, there's no way you would abuse this power. Like, that just doesn't cross his brain, right? So yeah, for sure.
Good.
Right. So don't think I'm not just like giving that to you. It's just in general, yeah, that like you won't. Like, you literally you literally couldn't as a knight of a round table to him, right?
I've got like Justice 17. Yeah. This is definitely mostly it's her trying to be like, I'm good for it, but I do want it to be by the book. Right.
Yeah.
Let's not just rely on my reputation as someone who's just. Let me actually act as formal justice.
Yeah. And he says, if I could personally be of service of any way, let me know.
Cool.
Yeah. I am your liege, but this a murder like this would be, Now, he hasn't brought up his own issues from 2 years ago as well. His own seneschal was murdered.
Yeah.
But
that's occurred to me.
Okay. I think perhaps he'll mention that and be like, having lost my own.
What's that movie with Sean Connery, In the Name of the Rose?
Yeah.
The like murder mystery set during the Black Plague.
Yeah. In northern Italy. And it's about whether or not it's all about not necessarily like they're investigating heresy, but it's really just like a theological discussion over, I think, the Trinity.
Aristotle's Poetics.
Yeah, it's about
text, not the notes.
You're right. That's what it is. Yeah, and whether or not this is a vulgar text or true. Yeah. That deserves to be destroyed.
Really good movie. It's a really good movie.
It's so good. Yeah.
Perfect.
Sean Connery.
Something else. Great.
It's a very Umberto Eco prep. Like thinks like I'm going to do a murder mystery, but it's going to be a Franciscan monk during the Black Plague. Like,
yeah.
Okay. Yes.
Yeah. Watch that. Watch Name of the Rose, and then that Rutger Hauer Blood and Fire movie with Jennifer Jason Leigh. That is a movie. That is a real
what?
Movie.
Rutger Hauer, love it.
Yeah, it's like it's called Blood and Fire. They're like mercenaries during the Italian Wars.
He's an incredible actor.
Yeah.
He
is it Flesh and Blood?
Yeah, Flesh and Blood. No, Blood and Fire is the Targaryen shit. Yeah, Flesh and Blood.
Yeah. Oh, nice. This is sick.
Yeah, he had that famous ad lib in Blade Runner where they didn't even, when he was chasing Harrison Ford and all that was not scripted. He just wanted to murder Harrison Ford. Yeah. And so they just filmed this half-naked man running through an abandoned factory.
Yeah.
Really incredible.
Wow, that's a real rags to riches story.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay, no, that's absolutely going on the watch list. Cool. All right. Well, do either of you have plans for this spring?
Yeah.
In the Name of the Rose. That's what I got.
Morgan shows you a script that they've been working on.
Yeah. It was I'm not sure. I'm not Scottish enough for this role, unfortunately.
No. Well, perhaps we can send word up to the Orkneys.
Yeah. All right. I wanted to check in with the clerk that I brought back from Rome, that they are working on Gorthrin's biography and continuing to do that. That's just sort of I just remembered it. I was like, oh yeah, I did bring back someone from other than the Libyan knight.
Right. So okay. Yeah, regrettably, this guy is not doing. He's not doing very well. He has not lied about his skills. It's just in general doesn't know where to begin and is waiting. And he says, he's like, my lord, I'm going to do an Italian accent because I want to, and I'm really sorry. But my lord, I just really, I need a muse.
Gorthrin's like,
your history is just so beautiful. I just, I do not know where to begin.
Yes, beginning.
I have gathered all the heraldry that I needed, but I still seem to lack what the first sentence should be. It should start with a strong thrust, no?
Oh, well, I killed my mother when I was born, and then I nearly died in the same battle my father died in before I took over Cholderton.
Oh, this is good stuff. Yeah,
it's just like, how's that for a start?
Oh, he's taken a back. He didn't even know that part.
Yeah. I mean, Gorthrin will spend a day or so just, he's done his, finished his background research. He needs to just talk to Gorthrin for a while. But Gorthrin has a bigger goal in mind for the spring, and that's to visit the grove at Broughton. That's what I'd like to do.
Nice. Yeah. Well, there's no role necessary. He's going to keep working on it, right? And he just needed a little bit of a push in the right direction, which you give.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And so you saddle up and ride out to Broughton.
Yeah, and I think along the way I'll stop by as passing through the road at Winterbourne Guyot. See if Ace wants to come along.
Yeah. What'd you do with those acorns, by the way?
Who had the acorns?
Oh, wait, that's Ace Wins. What'd you do with them? What's her name from Broughton brings over the acorns from the magical tree that was cut down, right? It started regrowing
Yeah.
again, and this is the first time in like 40 years or whatever.
Yeah, I thought I plant it in the at the manor.
I did not write that down.
Okay,
If you
I
did,
don't remember if I said so.
okay,
I'll plant it at the manor.
nice. I will just put I'll make a note in. You know what it was? I noted them. Oh yeah, there it is. I put it in the manor notes and not my doc notes. So now we'll do it. Thank you.
Because yeah, this would be like Gorthron wanted to bring the Childerton stone back.
Yeah.
That's probably happened over the winter, so it's been put back at Childerton. So I think it's just like, let's go see what's up with the druids. It's been a while since we saw them.
Nice. Yeah. So yeah, I think you said you're gonna go to see Acewin first, right? If Acewin wants to come along. Nice.
Yep.
So Acewin, Alwina, and Karen are, classically hanging out. You all are talking. You've heard about not Pedrog. Gwern's death. Yeah.
Condolences, of course. Gwern. It's ancient. I'm on my way to Broughton to see the grove there. I feel somewhat vexed that I had to turn them down for Sid's marriage, but it's been some time since we've been. Be nice to see the tree. Yes.
I can't spend much time there. I have just going to kind of jangle the the necklace. I have sort of got business, but I think I can spare the time.
Is this the first time Gorthron's hearing about that Gwern died under suspicious circumstances?
Oh yeah, I don't think I've been talking about it much.
Okay, yeah,
it definitely would have been gossip. Nothing sort of officially coming out from the household.
Okay. And we hadn't heard anything about the Earl's seneschal, other than the seneschal's dead, right?
No, you guys would have heard of that. They were murdered. Just there was a lot to cover last year, and we didn't cover it.
Yeah, sure, yeah. I was like, let's seize the chain. It's like, problem? The Earl have you dispensing justice?
Someone in Salisbury has a great dislike of books, as I see. I intend to find out who.
Yes. Just like all the scribes and stewards are dying and getting murdered.
Yeah. Morgan has been locked up in his room for the past week.
Yeah, don't blame him. Well, good luck.
I may call on you.
Now concerned about nefarious doings.
Oh.
Perhaps the druids will have some insight.
Yeah, cool. So let's go talk to the druids.
Yeah, I'm good to keep writing. I don't think I have. I think I'm still on my the first elf blood courser.
Perfect. All right. Yeah. So you guys break down through Sarum, or do you cut? I mean, actually, just in general, would you cut kind of overland, down past the Wallops to Brown, or do you go through Sarum and go back around? It's about right.
I thought if we're already past the Bourne, we wouldn't have to backtrack back through Sarum, right? Or no, I see what you mean. Yeah. So we
would you just overland, or would you I
don't like go cross country. The cross country riding.
Yeah.
Never hurt anybody.
Yeah, it's all our land anyway, right? We don't have the fucking.
So if it's like if we're Winterborn gun it, then we could
just cut straight to. Yep, that's exactly what I was thinking.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah. This is this like this is probably the shortcut y'all take to going to church, anyways, or going to Camel Easter.
Yep. Yeah. We just got to cross. You're gonna change when you get there anyway. So.
Yeah. Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. All right. So yep. Not much to describe on the way there, other than let me just randomly give you some weather here. It's a good breeze. Yeah, it's just a cool spring. Yeah. All right. So as you approach the druids, you can see that they are rather very busy getting ready for sort of like solstice, right? It's the leading up in the same way like Easter and such, right? So you can see that it's Keith and several acolytes, are around. This is the first time you guys have made it through the woods again, or the woods. A long time ago, these woods had painted skulls and things on them. Here they are back and just in bloom.
It's been a while since we visited. And he visited us the last time.
Yeah,
if I recall. We didn't visit him.
Correct.
He had a dream about Gordon's dad.
Yeah.
Well, let's hail them. See how they're doing.
Yeah. Oh. What gives us the Keith was like what gives us the honor of you two coming here? Have you come to praise the sun?
Come to pay our respects, yes. See our old friends.
Good, come. He says like Tinger, Conwyn, take their horses. And their squires. Be with them. Come.
And Gordon will update him on the Childerton Stone, and some other just sort of other things on his mind. How the blessing with sin went from the Druidess at Stonehenge. I feel like Gordon's one of those places where it's like he converted, but his life and his daily routines are still very much, rooted in his old ways. I guess. So, but Gordon's come here to ask about the spiritual health of the land, to inquire about that. How are things going?
Oh. I can be honest with you. Last year was a great change. I believe it has to do with the recovery of Ron's head. If you recall, like 2 years ago, Arthur was discussing this plan. There was some kind of prophecy. It was not a very popular decision, but there's basically a god buried, like the head of a god has been buried in northern England, and Arthur was like, "We're moving it."
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, that's what they're alluding to here when they say like they think this is related to this. This has been, or at least they say like that's what Nimue says. This is the third great doom to be revealed. Arthur wants, of course, none of it. We're claiming this is the age of man. So it goes, but
these were Merlin's dooms, yes?
Oh, this is before Merlin. These are old.
What was the first two?
Damn it! I should have wrote those down. One of them is like Vertigern seeing the death of somebody. The second one has, I don't exactly remember. And then the third one is like the head of this just give me one. God. Yeah, if you give me just like 1 second, I'll find it. Yeah, here it is. The bones of Vertimore. So the first was when Vertigern uncovered the bones of Vertimore for the love of a woman. The second was when Vertigern uncovered the dragons which Lud, the son of Belai, had concealed. And now the third one was moving the disclosure of Bran's head from the White Hill. These are the three great dooms.
That's not good.
Yeah.
So Arthur moving this, it wasn't just like, hey, don't do it. It was like it had a real impact.
Yeah. Or at least, I mean, to them it has real impact.
Mm-hmm.
But as far as they can do, they're just doing whatever they can to keep this tree alive and honor it and stuff. Yeah, it's just kind of like you can kind of think of this tree. Remember, it's like growing out of a much bigger stump, right? But it's kind of got that renewed aspect as sort of like a white tree of Gondor would, right?
Yeah. If I recall, it is a physical marker of this like seal or breach between this world and another.
It's a tomb. Yeah, actually.
It's a tomb. Okay.
Yeah. Beneath it is a great sorcerer, as they say, like a great druid, who died sealing. Yeah, that thing. Yeah.
I see. So Gorthrin's hearing all this and looking at the tree, and so this head, Bran's head, that was moved.
Yes.
Should we counsel the king to return it? And Gorthrin is just like it was one of those things that you hear about at Camelot. It's like, oh yeah, or Arthur slew a giant that at the time, or Lancelot's been doing this thing. Like, there's all kinds of crazy stuff we hear about, and for one of them to be of particular significance, it's like, oh, I don't really pay attention to that part. Like, so like, can we how big of a deal was it that Arthur's moving it?
Gorthrin, this is the biggest of deals. What do you think is going to happen? Why do you think Galeholt was revolting and the Angles were uprising and there's their own sort of witchcraft? Something that there was still fight in this land, and it is spurring anger at Arthur. Please, I've tried to counsel him. Nimue has tried to counsel him. He does not see it. He is blind to progress. But giving it, there's no going back after this revelation. There's no way to, I'm going to avoid using the classic, what do you call it? Not Cassandra, the jars, the box, Pandora's box, right?
Yeah,
but it's very much like the ideas that, but repentance and admission would at least go some way to curing this wound. But no, there's something bad.
Damage is done.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're worried that this tree will come under some sort of spell, which is why we're being extra careful these years.
Yes. Do you need anything?
Oh, we would never ask you for anything like that.
It's a good thing I asked you, then, isn't it?
It's too great of an ask, and you are too busy of a knight. I'm sure Arthur will have service for you.
Very well.
But if you insist.
It's like, I'm not going to ask a third time.
Yeah, right. Yeah. No, but
yeah, if you change your mind, you know where to find me. I have knights too.
Yeah. Perhaps Hrothgar would be someone of less busy. Would help. He has never come here.
He should. Our father had something happen to him here that changed him.
Yeah. It's changed all of us.
Yeah. I'll send him here.
Cool. Yeah. So I feel like this is a better request for a Hrothgar. For
yeah.
time.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, on the way home, he'll swing by Cholderton and send Hrothgar over to make himself useful.
Nice.
Very cool.
Yeah, cool. So just so you know, Hrothgar actually needs that cauldron. Remember that you got for Gwaine? He needs to go recover that cauldron for them.
Oh, for the druids.
Yeah. They obviously to you have not explained it, but like Hrothgar will tell you later. That they're hey, just so you know, I got tasked by Keith to go do this. he said that you sent me there. You ordered me there, and while I don't understand it, I trust you. You're my brother, and if this is what's required of me, then I'll be happy to serve.
Yeah, I'll tell him that it's important, that it's linked to events that our father
really
started. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, and that it's for the health of the kingdom.
You think that's why that stone came back?
I think it's part of it.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I believe you.
Yeah, I thought I'd shared some of that with
you did
Greg already.
You did that. The story about how he was never changed and the signs and stuff. But of course, like Rodgar is just like, this is like more of like a story, and maybe it did happen or not. But now with the stone back, he's like, okay, a little more out of my depth here, but I trust you, and there are things at work, and if I'm being called to serve, I'll who am I to retreat from from my duties?
Yeah. I think Gorther's going to send him with his sword.
Nice. The giant's blood one. Mm-hmm. Okay, that's a sick scene, right? I mean, in my head, there's not really much else to it, but just like take and
before Gorther leaves,
the unbuilt, yeah, right. Oh God, no, it's so good
around Hrodgar.
Yeah, right. Yeah, of course. Like here, you hand over the weapons belt to him. Be like, take this.
Yeah,
oh, it's so sick.
What magic it has in it is yours. It saved my life many times.
Yeah. Thank you.
I want it back.
Yeah. Right. So he's gonna have to miss Easter.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll make sure he's set up as much whatever he needs. Swing by Till's head to get yourself geared up, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. Keith and the druids also are going to offer their condolences to you, Acewin, and be like, if there's anything we can do to help you. We understand how that loss was sudden, and
I will be sure to call on you if I require.
Right. So the important takeaway here is they know something bad is afoot, globally, but they don't have the information or the context to know the specifics of like how this is affecting. They don't know about Bross's back. None of us know that. Right. But they're worried that something is happening, but they have not had a chance to put that together because no one's really consulting them on stuff.
Yeah. I'll see how willing Arthur is to listen at Easter.
Right. Great. Shall we go to the feaster, or shall we do some investigations with you, Acewin, and get a start on that?
I'm going to be using Easter as an opportunity to do a little poking around, but if
no, that's great.
There's stuff that she can do before Easter. I mean, like
we can assume that you're doing that and go to Easter, right? We can always kind of flash back if we need it or something, but we can assume that you're doing all of your what do you call it, mise en place, or your prep work and things like that. Sick. We used the new feast map, which I forgot to clean off. All right. Good Easter timings. All right. As far as Easter goes this year, there are no new guests coming. But I would point out that Arthur, I think the most important thing right now is that between Arthur and Guinevere, there are 3 chairs. Next, Arthur in the middle, Guinevere to the left, and an empty seat to his right, which would be ostensibly where his heir goes.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that.
Yeah. So,
okay.
Arthur is 37, 38 this year.
Gotta get working on that, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's clear, like, you all probably don't want to believe it, or you don't believe it, but either him or Guinevere is probably barren in some kind of way, because at this point, and the problem is that Arthur won't like take another lover, of course.
Mhm.
Well, let's send Lancelot to investigate that.
Yeah.
That's his next job.
But that's the fifth one of Merlin's prophecies.
Yeah. No, the fifth prophecy is that Arthur's son will take the throne. Yeah.
Okay.
And that's the thing, is like everyone knows that like Arthur's prophesized to have a kid. Like, so he's not here yet, but like he's coming. Like he's got it. Like the world, it's gonna work out, right?
Yeah.
So that's why no one's like super stressed out about it. Simply, but it is there is certainly an apprehension about like there should be we should have a sign or something that this is working right.
Oh,
Right.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Increasingly, well, actually, that's not frustrating because I do not want to be at the high table this feast.
You don't. You wouldn't.
Did we establish how Gwyn died? Like he was murdered, but it was like a
Found stabbed,
kind of. Okay, found stabbed, and the Earl's was pushed from a window.
Yes. No. Also stabbed. But the killer threw themselves out a window.
Supposedly.
Yeah.
The killer. Allegedly the killer.
Yeah, but yeah.
Okay.
One of the cooks or something.
Yep. One of the apprentice cooks. The entire yeah, I think Sauron probably replaced their entire cook staff.
Yeah.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Okay. That does mean though the head chef who makes those good pasties would be.
Oh, I didn't know that.
A real tragedy.
Yeah. Cornwall will snatch him up if you don't.
I will.
Okay. You're gonna hire him for Til's head.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Cornwall doesn't have the inside scoop like Gorthric probably does.
Yeah. Perfect.
Not in the Earl's court.
All right. So Acewin, you're gonna be at the lower tables then, right?
Yep.
This would be beneath your station, but you mentioned that
I do not mind.
There's fictional positioning for why this is okay.
Yeah.
And I would justify that.
Yep. I actually think Acewin brings Pendragon and is like sitting with Pendragon. And that might be why.
So are you also then like wearing understated clothes and stuff like that? Like you're not showing off?
Yes. In fact, the outfit is unfashionable because it's meant to not draw the eye as much as the Earl's necklace of justice thing. I forget what that thing's called. It's not a necklace. It's like
torque? No. But I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, it's like it goes around like a necklace, but it's like made of thick. It's a thick boy with a big medallion.
Yeah, it's. Oh well. Okay. Well, let's see. Gawain's here. Lancelot's here for the first time.
Yeah,
nice.
So I guess actually in terms of guests, I guess that's a surprise for some of us. Furthermore, it's supposed to be you've been hearing rumors that Guinevere is going to start finalizing the quote unquote rules of courtly romance. Now there's sort of like everyone kind of already knows there's like kind of like new dating meta, but the actual laws and stuff are in terms of the formalization of this set of rules is coming out soon. So that's kind of what people are talking about right now, being like, oh, is that really going to change? And I think most people are wondering if this is really going to change, or are people just going to pretend and kind of do what they always did?
Yeah, that's a juicy one. A new release dropped from the Queen.
Yeah.
Let's draw. It's up to 5 cards now. Style shop.
Bad. 16,000 is 5 cards.
Yeah.
Oh my god, the draw I just got.
Yeah.
I was like, the first round I'm drawing a card because one, geniality is a bonus to skills, and that'll help with later stuff. In the fiction, Acewin's gonna be like, yeah, I'm definitely partaking in the feast. Look at me doing regular feast things. And then once the wine starts flowing, she's then gonna start talking to people. All the cards I just drew.
These the one? Are these the ones laid out?
Hands.
No,
those are gems.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think I got a host card. It's just not.
Oh yeah, you did. The lady and you.
In, so.
You can press Z to have it show up.
Yeah, it's catching up.
Yeah, an important lady spends time conversing with you. You interact with the lady. At the start of each round, you can keep this card and discard it. You can draw the cards. If you have this card at the end of your feast, maybe petition the host, petition the court, the lady. Well, that's not so.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah. Trying to think how, like, yeah, what's the? Because I also have.
You have what?
I was thinking of like, if there's any, but I don't really have any people to marry off or anything like that.
Yeah. Well, this is Edith of Cornwall.
Okay.
We were talking to.
Shame about that headshot.
Distantly related to Mark.
Okay.
I'm gonna put them as a steward.
Any of my household knights or any of my family members not married yet? Trying to think of like if they're like trying to contextualize.
Sure. I don't know. Let me just roll. Let me roll a d6. Yeah, for sure. I was gonna say on a 6 they're all married. So yep. At least let's say one is one's available. Let's just, and for simplicity's sake, let's say this would be a theoretical match.
Yeah. So it could be like for Terran or Moriel.
Yeah. I'll let you pick which one.
So I think like Moriel. Moriel would be 26 this year.
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't know much about them. They were born the year that Erwin died. And then I'm assuming is a knight. So it could be just, I have a younger brother, hasn't married yet, hasn't made much of himself. I think maybe getting out of sorrow, getting somewhere else, finding a different place to make his name would be the angle that Gorthrid's approaching this from.
Nice. Okay. Cool.
Still not zooming in for me. So I'll have to. It's a keeper too,
Mm-hmm. Nice. Well, so you're talking to this, to Edith about what's her name?
Moriel.
Cool. And she's telling you about what happened in Cornwall last year, and that King Mark's champion was injured, and there was some Irish guy, like they had a great duel, and some no-name knight protected King Mark's honor and fought this terrible duelist and won. But for right now she can't remember the guy's name.
Oh, unknown knight.
Yeah. Some newcomer.
What does it look like?
Curly hair.
Just assuming it's going to be Lancelot.
No, she says no. I was younger than Lancelot. Curly hair. I think it might have been Tristram. Yeah, I don't know.
Another newcomer.
Yeah. He's I'm sure in this upcoming war against Ireland, he'll have a chance to distinguish himself.
Yes.
We'll see. Who knows? Maybe he'll be joining you up at the round table as kind of like a little thing, right? Like, oh, another, like, here's a potential rising knight.
Yes, very good. Yeah, it was sort of like survey the scene. There's probably like a lot of younger knights now. Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, like us, we are getting older, and you're all of a sudden like, I don't know, these guys are fucking 20 or 25 to you're 6. I don't know, you're 19. How young are you? How young are you? And yeah, these old people just grew up.
Yep.
There are knights now grown up entirely under Arthur's reign.
Shit, yeah.
They have no idea.
Yeah, they don't have any idea what it was like.
Yeah, you talk about the anarchy and Uther, this might as well have never existed, right? Yeah. Uther is 2 generations ago for these guys, right? That's literally vague memory. They're like, cattle raids? You would do that? Barbaric.
I mean, used to last year.
Well, yeah, like, oh, well, you mean against each other, right? Not against other countries, like going, to Saxony and stuff and doing it, or like,
go next door.
Yeah. So, but anyways, cool. So let's hold. You can hold on that card for Oriole.
Yeah.
All right, Colin.
Okay, so got a bunch of options. Some of them good, some of them interesting, but the one that is just most relevant to my ambitions for this feast. God shines upon you. Keep this card. While I do, I get +5 to courtesy, dancing, flirting, and orate.
Wow.
Yeah. And I get 2 geniality as well off the bat.
Wow.
So
all right, cool.
Yeah. So that's all I do, but
sooner or later, God will cut you down. He's playing the Bard Core version.
Yep. The ace one is the woman in black. That's the unfact. It's like, why is she wearing black? She's not in mourning. Or is she in mourning for this set of skull? It's like, no, she's technically, it's like a twilight gray, but I understand it's not actually black. It's not mourning. It's just dull.
Incredible. Okay.
That's muted some other way. Let's see here.
More cards.
Right. So I'm keeping this one again. So I'll get 2 geniality, and I'm still conversing with Edith, but I'd like to gossip. I want to know more about specifically about any strange things, any things that might be connected to these the doom that we learned about at Broughton. So sort of like conversing with Edith and then keeping an ear out, like, oh, I'll get a drink and then talk to somebody else, kind of thing. So that's what I want to do this round.
Sure. So do you want to is this an intrigue?
Yeah, I think it's intrigue.
Okay.
I'm assuming I can't, because it's like you can't draw cards while you keep this one, but I'm assuming you can still do other, take other actions.
Yeah.
So yeah, I'd make intrigue.
Yeah, make an intrigue test. I think I have an idea of what this will look like. So just depending on how well you roll here, I will frame it differently. Mm-hmm. Oh, lovely. Okay. Yeah. So one of the weird, not weird, but there is I think this would make perfect sense for you, and given your part of Queen Guinevere's guard and stuff. King Pelinor's wife has written and begged the queen to accept the service of these 2 mute dwarfs, and you're to vet them.
Okay.
So this intrigue here is to determining more about them, and basically you and Sir Kay and even Lancelot's part of this guard as well is going to help. But you're kind of like the head investigator, right? Being the number 1, Queen's Guard.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
And so this is the King Pelinor's One of these two, and they can't speak.
No.
Can they write? I mean, how do we communicate with them?
I don't know. Do you want to? You might have. Yeah, you have to figure out if they actually are who they say they are. Right. Anything like that, right?
Yeah, I mean, we otherwise trust the queen or trust the
Eleanor's wife. Yeah,
Queen Pellinor. I don't really
know
what her name is. Yeah. Okay. All right. We're doing it now, or is it?
No, it's brought in through the intrigue roll here. Okay. Like, yeah, you're just you're asking a couple questions, and then just like they're mute, and yeah, they will just write down.
Yeah, just sort of why did she send you? To what end?
Right. The first thing you see for them is that they look at each other and without kind of saying anything, or at least something you can pick up, but they clearly like have a good rapport of each other. Mm-hmm. They immediately start to like do I guess what would be around there. They're not quite gestures, but they certainly are kind of like entertainers. Right. Yeah. And they do a little bit like a sleight of hand or something like that with like some apples. And they're
okay. So like parlor tricks, kind of just to delight and amuse.
Yeah.
Okay. They don't seem like they're nervous or like on edge.
They seem absolutely nervous on edge. You have to imagine that these two poor souls are thrust upon the spotlight of like the greatest people in the country. Yeah, you know what I mean? True. But you're used to that. Yeah, you're used to that, and so there is a level of apprehension like that. But I think you can kind of see that past and look for that extra level with intrigue, and you already have, and you can see that as far as you can tell, they seem to be honest. They just are just supposed to be a attachment for Queen Guinevere's retinue.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't like it. There's no like feud between Queen Guinevere and.
Oh yeah, it's not like they're not going to erupt into flames. Yeah. No. Good question. I see what you're saying. Yeah. Right. No, they're okay. They're sincere.
Yeah. These poor entertainers here.
Yeah.
Let's see what clothes you're wearing. Did you bring any food with you? That kind of thing. We'll let them in and recommend them to the queen and enjoy their performance.
Cool. All right. Way to protect them. Protect the court.
So, Acewin is going to start talking to people. And I've been thinking about this, and I got to attenuate at least the opening stages of this investigation to the kinds of people that Gwern would have interacted to, right? It could have been a random stabbing. I don't think it was. Mm-hmm. And that means the only people who interact with a seneschal is like the person they work for or staff, right? Or each other, So like the chances of it being another knight, I feel like are very slim, or another person in the strat. So I want to be talking to maybe not the maids, but the head maid, not the cooks, but the head cook. But step one is just like get a feel for like who did Gwern interact with? And then the next one's going to be like, is there any overlap with the oldest seneschal? There's got to be.
Yeah. All right. That makes perfect sense. So you're talking to the seneschal of Sarum, the new one, or just the head? Or are you talking about in your household, or are you talking about?
I'm in this house because there's a lot of staff here.
Yeah.
More than there usually is, and they gotta come from somewhere. So this is an opportunity to get a little bit of a lay of the land.
Got it.
Better lay of the land than I would normally.
No, that makes a lot of sense. Okay.
So, what am I rolling?
So you're trying to find out more information here, but you're Okay, so like on one hand, I'm thinking it's intrigue, right, as it should be. But the second part also is like you're talking to peasants and people kind of below you. But that's not really you're talking to the head person. It's not really you trying to talk to. Let's just go with intrigue.
Okay. Nice.
Okay. Great. So what can you frame a list a little bit harder for me? Like what
No worries.
What are the pointing questions?
I'll frame it in terms of the three things you need for a murder, right? Are means, motive, and opportunity.
Yeah.
I'm looking for opportunity. Who are the people who would have been able to like get access to his fucking room? Right?
Yeah.
What kind of person is that?
Gotcha. Okay. Well, the people with that sort of opportunity would be somebody with Pedrog, other people with like sort of like the keys around. Theoretically, even like maybe not the Chandler, but there's got to be like the people who carry the candles and books around, right?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe like your laborer. Like I don't know, they're not just a laborer, but the people like whoever's responsible for like refilling the candles, right?
Yeah.
And that kind of stuff. So whatever like a Chandler's apprentice would be the one who like delivers the candles and puts them in the rooms and stuff.
Candle dribbler.
Yeah, yeah, candle dribblers. Let's see. The food staff for sure. Does he have any? He doesn't really have assistants for carrying books around.
He had Pedrog.
He had Pedrog, yeah, and Pedrog. So like those are the three main categories.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. All right. So Pedrog, candle dribblers, and food staff. If something else comes to mind, my lord, I'd be happy to share it with you, but I don't know. I don't know.
Okay. Okay.
I swear this is as much as I know. I would like to see the one responsible for taking our dear sweet Gwern to heaven before his time. I mean, that's captured as much as you. So if there's anything, I'll be happy to give it back to you. Everyone's very sympathetic.
Yeah, that's my next point of inquiry. Is then motive. Who would want to kill Gwern? Who cui bono? Who benefits from Gwern's death?
Yeah.
That'll be next. That's where I'm going.
Okay. So are you asking the same person?
Yeah. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not going to restrict myself to just this person because I also know like if there's gossip about Gwern, it's going to be the lower decks sort of who know more about that because they're the ones talking, jawboning.
Gwern never really made any enemies, nor he made any friends. But are you sure it's not supposed to come at you, my lord? This is a way of hurting you. To stir up some sort of ailment, bring in some bad air. Winterborn Gunnet.
Possibly. But if they knew enough about my household to think that killing Gwern would hurt me, they'd also know that they'd have to kill Pedrog too to hurt me in the way that they wanted. And similarly, if this is connected to the death of the Earl's Seneschal, it's the Earl. He can always get another Seneschal. That is not the grievous blow.
He was just so beloved. I just don't see how he would have any enemies. What if he spent all his time in his books?
He had no friends either. Were there those who wished to be friends with Gwern? Someone who felt maybe their friendship was spurned, their influence was unfelt or unappreciated by him.
He was complaining about his shoes recently. I wonder if the cobbler would know more.
Quest updated.
Yeah. I don't know.
Well, there's fuck all chance that the fucking cobbler's here.
Yeah.
So that I'm gonna save that one.
Yeah. So, yeah, you have a cobbler.
I don't want to like just keep asking questions from the one roll.
Just one more thing. Yeah.
And one more thing.
Yeah. You said you have a PlayStation, but you were playing Halo. All right. Let's ask more questions next round.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
We're game.
All right. I think I'm going to gossip some more.
Oh, yeah.
So this time, like, I'm looking a bit about the Book of Feasts and really just looking to get a feel for the mood of the country. I guess like there's this rebellion, there's these Irish lords.
Yeah.
We're hearing more about it from Cornwall. It sounds like there's lots of little things maybe going on around the kingdom. So
yeah,
just getting a feel for what's everybody talking about, Cumbria and Cambria and all that stuff. So
yeah.
This is got my genealogy bonus.
Perfect. No, there is a genuine tension across England, despite Britain being more secure than it's ever been. Remember, the Anglian rebellion was put down thanks to Aeswin. You personally saw to Duke Galeholt and Lancelot's efforts to persuading him. There were some sort of issues going on in Cornwall that required a duel. But yeah, it's like there's multiple stochastic events, right? But your intrigue is showing that there is something genuinely tension, like there is a tension. And you can't quite put your finger on it. But I think it would be dramatic irony wise. It's related to Guinevere and Arthur and Lancelot. I think this is sort of like the tension, right? In addition to sort of like Bran's head thing. So like right now it's kind of going over like as Bran's. I don't think other people are really pointing out to be Bran's. I don't know. No, I love the idea that there's tension that people are thinking that maybe that Bran's head thing was kind of a push too far by Arthur. Let's leave it at that, as that's sort of what people are saying is the cause. But maybe they're not saying to his face again because they want to show that Arthur's right.
Yeah.
So let's leave it at that.
Attention.
If you want, but if you would prefer to show that seeing Lancelot and Guinevere, like Lancelot is very tense and and you can see that he is very uncomfortable being here.
Yeah, I think I would. Yeah, because talking to some of the other round table knights was my next move. Just like what's going on in y'all's neck of the woods? How are things there?
Yeah,
Lancelot's tense. If there's just something going on. Yeah.
So let's have a chat. Like I think it'd be fun to have a chat with Lancelot.
Yeah.
Right? Oh man.
Yep.
Yeah. Oh, Gorthrin. So good to see you.
Yeah. You too, friend.
Yeah. Oh, you're looking good. Nice digs.
Thank you.
I like that.
Farewell on your
touches your fabric. Yeah. Oh, adventures, please. They're hardly worth any notes. I'm surprised anybody would know anything about killing a giant swan made of bronze.
You're too humble. A giant swan, no less.
Yeah. No, it's
almost
okay.
Pick your head off.
You come on, you killed a giant. Like, who am I to be,
down Wolf Tower.
Yeah. So
something seems to trouble you. You're not
is it that obvious?
Yes.
That troubles
me. Wear your
either.
heart on your sleeve.
I try to not look, but I can tell Arthur can see it too. I'm afraid that what he's going to say when he asks me what's wrong with him. So
why is that?
I don't know. The truth is that I look around this court and I love my king. I I love you. I love my brothers. But, you know, yeah, his eyes, like as he's talking, his eyes go to Guinevere and goes back to you and says, I don't feel welcome here. Another, yeah, there's a yearning, and
Yes.
like there's still more to do. And I shouldn't. I don't know. Do you feel
They're not.
claustrophobic here?
All the time. The walls, the stifling air.
Yeah. Just feels so small.
Yes. Well,
I'm excited to go to Ireland.
it will be glorious.
I know. I'm looking forward to it. Not so much the killing, but it's one of the last places that Arthur's greatness hasn't been given. The light of, I mean, this is like very like colonial imperialism.
Yeah.
Okay, but like he's very much like the nobles.
He's drinking the juice.
Yeah, exactly. But very much that he's basically bringing, the illuminated way of life to the noble, not the nobles, the savages of Ireland, right? The naked pigs.
Yeah. Gorthon's in the same headspace,
Yeah.
And
So he's just excited about giving them the good news, right?
Indeed, it will be.
Yeah. And
This
the light of Arthur's justice, this world of Pax Arthuriana, will, this is the last place his rays of light have not reached.
Do you get the impression from Lancelot that it's like he genuinely believes it, but it's like, is it Arthur or is it the ideal that he's talking about?
Yeah.
At that point, like, is he talking about the person that's
He's
sitting up
no.
there
This
at
is
the
the disconnect. Is that he loves the ideal of Arthur, but what's going on is that he actually is feeling hate for Arthur. Right? He feels this is like kind of wrong. Right? Like his hate is actually, I mean, it's really like resentment because it's jealousy. Right?
Yeah.
And it's coming off, if only Arthur wasn't. But he obviously can't express, if only Arthur wasn't there, then I could be with Guinevere, right? But like that's what's clearly psychoanalyzing him. This is what's going.
Yeah. I think Gorthon's sort of feeling a bit of a connection. It's just whether or not how it lands with Lancelot. It's just that feeling of emptiness, there being someone missing. Oh. The restlessness that comes from being too close to it. I found that that's what made me the knight that I wanted to be. And I found a way to burn that off so that it did not fester within me.
Tell me how, please.
Hey,
Gorthon, I'm drowning, man.
Give him much advice. Yes. I think turning yourself into the person you see when you think of the other, of using that as inspiration to do great deeds, to be the person that you wish to be, uphold the ideals that you hold true. You have to be honest with yourself, Lancelot. You cannot lie to yourself. You cannot deny yourself something that you yearn for, because otherwise it will rot you.
Oh. Then I swear to you, Gorthon, that when we have Christmas here, I'll be a new man.
Well done.
So he promises to change by Christmas.
All right.
All been there.
Lancelot's done a lot of great things already.
Yeah, like you're right. I'll give you. I promise you that you put me on the right track, and then all it's going to take is beating the crap out of these Irish people, and it'll be great.
Just get it all out.
Yeah, I'm going to get it all out exactly, and I'll purge it all, and you'll see me by Christmas how different I am. So awesome.
Look forward to it. Yeah.
Sick.
Awesome.
You guys, I cannot believe you didn't ask me for the food.
Oh yeah, very much. Yeah.
And we have pastries.
Yes. All right.
Then peacock
Look good.
and almond cakes. Man, I love almond cakes.
Almond cakes can get it.
Where
Yes. Almond cakes served on roundels? Do you mean like armor?
I think that's got to be the name of like a cookie. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
sounds
Like it's
like
got to
it.
be. It shares the name as the shield. Like why would you say? Yeah. Why are you? Yeah. Man, almond cakes, dude. Where do you even get almonds? Like yes, they grow on trees. But I mean like like in my modern brain, all I know is that almonds grow in California.
Oh yeah.
But like where are they naturally a thing? Northern Africa? Spain? Mediterranean?
No idea.
That sounds right.
I'm
and then they have to
resisting their
prepare
just
certain-
Google it and
Yeah. Okay.
ruin all magic.
No, okay. That's fine.
And I know they have to prepare a certain way or they're inedible.
Oh.
Or perhaps even poisonous.
Oh god. 80% of the world's almonds are grown in California. Yeah, I know, but shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
For them.
Yeah. All right. Oh, cultivation. They used to. They're Persian originally,
Hmm.
which makes sense. They're in northwest Iran. Okay, cool. That makes more sense. Nice.
Imported.
Cool. All right. Colin, did you have your cards?
I'm not doing cards. I'm
Ooh,
continuing investigation.
nice. All right. Investigate.
Yeah. So I've looked into opportunity and motive.
Yeah.
Now I want to talk about means. Stabbed death.
Yeah.
And there's something to be said. Kitchen staff have access to knives, and I'm thinking this too. He was old and like undoubtedly would have people bringing him his food. He was working late nights and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
I imagine if two people go up to serve the seneschal of Sarum, and one of them stabs the seneschal to death, they can shove the other one out the window and blame the murder on them. But still don't have an opportunity. But I do want to see means like, okay, who would have this knife? Like a candle dribbler probably is not going to have a knife. And certainly not the type that you need to stab someone to death with.
What's Acewin's favorite food?
Acewin's favorite food is probably the pastries.
Yeah.
Colin loves pastries, so Acewin does as well.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I think what you can uncover and glean here is that I think then the night of the death that there were pastries made.
And the night of the Sarum Seneschal's death, what was being served?
Pastries.
Interesting.
There's specifically not just pastries, but let's go with like quince pastries.
Quince. All right.
So
the follow-up then is then to like you said, like everyone in Sarum like replace their staff, right?
Yeah.
Obviously, Sarum is gonna like let go everyone. How easy would it be for someone who's let go from Sarum to kind of like slip into a lower manor like Winterborn Gunnet?
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah. So now we're gonna compare these these employee lists.
Mm-hmm. A couple weeks ago, are you going to be the one doing this personally? Like going over the?
No, I'd be like Pendragon.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna,
Okay.
That's a lot of reading. I'm not doing that.
Okay, that's what I mean. I was like, I totally understand the will to do this, but also you're asking like, you know, you know a little bit about looking up stuff.
Ace was like,
West.
I wish
You're
there was
using
some way.
like pre-Westlaw technology, you know?
Ace was like, if only there was some way to know exactly who's working where and be able to compare them. Pedro's like, do you mean the lists of employment, Lord? That's not that's a thing. It's a lot of writing. Do you do that much writing? It's like, all right. Well,
Yeah, that's how we pay our our staff more.
Yeah. Oh, we're paying them. Wonderful. Oh. It's always good to hear that.
Yeah.
Glad you're on top of things.
Very much so. Yeah, awesome. So I would like to summarize this with the fact that there is a name that gets flagged, but they also like were just hired and then they haven't showed up. Like they showed back, like they're gone.
Yeah. So they're on the lane.
Yeah. The name says Brass. Like Pedrog does, like, you know, like Pedrog doesn't know it or anything like that. But for you, like, yeah.
I think I think I'm gonna check in on my my bastard brother.
Yeah. So yeah. So I think that would probably be a good. But obviously, like, we're dealing with a food situation, a feast, so.
Oh yeah, I can't run off and do it.
Yeah.
Aceman's like, I need to talk to my brother immediately, and then sits down to start eating some almond cakes.
Yeah. Well,
I thought Ross was dead.
Yeah.
I kind of did too.
Yeah, he died. He died like 50 years ago.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I don't. So what I'm saying is that I don't know. Like I think that's more of a dramatic irony play for us than necessarily maybe Acewin knowing, because like Brass is like a common name, right?
Right. But it could also be like, was this someone fucking with Acewin? But then they would have to have decided to fuck with Acewin when they were working at Sarum. So maybe it is just
now. Like, to be clear though, yes, this is actually trying to fuck with you in an obscure way based on whatever this spirit that is maligning, you know, around. Like, to be clear, but I don't think necessarily Acewin would like.
Right, Acewin's not thinking, oh my god, my brother's come back from the dead to do this. It's like someone put my brother's name down.
Yeah, thank you.
Using
like
my brother's name.
Yeah, and so to be clear, like, yes, I want to have that revelation that you that happens, right? Like, that is true. That is something that is happening, but I don't necessarily think that's the first thing you jump to. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So the first person I talked to was not far off by saying this was an attempt on me, but it wasn't an attempt on me. This was to get my attention for something, right?
Yeah.
Oh, righteous wrath is coming.
Yeah.
Okay. Maybe they're trying to get me to investigate my brother's death.
Yeah, so I think that I think maybe like the clue, like the natural follow-up just would be like, okay, well, what were they in Sarum and stuff like that, right? And the answer is that their name wasn't Sarum, or it wasn't Brass in Sarum's records, right? It was something else, and you're like, okay, so that's really weird. Then like, why would they do that, right? But I think the answer is that the original name from Sarum is that they came from Broughton, right? And you're like, okay, this is like a little too weird.
It's a lot on the nose right now.
Yeah.
Right, and booping right in the snoot there.
Yeah. So yeah, it's Garrett's brother, right? Not yours.
Yeah, it's my brother. I mean, uncle.
Yeah.
Illegitimate uncle.
Oh. Gorthrid has one of those too. We all do.
Frankly, it's something that I regret a little bit about this game is not doing enough of. Is I think you should have earned more random land in different places. And second of all, your family should have more wards.
Yeah.
You should just have a bunch of random fucking kids from different places all the time. Especially like everywhere you capture. You probably are coming home with a kid. Yeah. like it just happens because it's like, hey, especially whenever you take land, right? Cool. Well, I got the fucking marshal's son. He lives with me now. Right? Because he's basically responsible so he doesn't lead the uprising against me.
Right.
Like, that's the stuff I haven't really, like, if I was smarter, I would have done more of that, especially this conquest period. Right? Because you would have lands in France and like these French kids running around.
Yeah, for sure.
But
For sure.
so that I do regret that. So if you ever run this, don't make the same mistake I made.
Remember
for sure.
the kids.
Yeah, remember
Don't
a
just
bunch of
drown
random
them in a
kids.
boat.
Yeah,
Don't just drown them in a
right.
boat in the
Don't
North
listen to
Sea,
Merlin
you know?
and send them all out. Yeah, but like just in general, the idea of what we think of a family and what is like a legitimate family is very different in a medieval context. Even like a good knight's family, right? Because you have like four. It's like you have like 4 different families living together in different ways.
Yeah.
You have a million different stratums and stratas of hierarchy.
It's interesting that book of the Entourage, all of that's just listed under the category of family.
Yeah.
Like your household knights, there's a separate division under that, but it's all just family. Do they sleep under your house and your roof? Then they're your family.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're the people you see every day. They eat at your table,
Yeah. Get you dressed in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. The on Pendragon Entourage is is a game.
Yeah. Awesome. Cool. All right. Well,
Sweet. So the feast is winding down?
Yeah. Did you have your third?
Yeah, I had my third.
Okay. Yeah.
I wanted to see if the queen was available though.
Yeah. Well, the queen's gonna do her announcements, right? And she does give out the Guinevere's rules of courtly romance, right? Which is like 12 or 13 steps. Stuff about, like a lover won't lie to the person they're courting, that kind of stuff, right?
It's the is this
a lover will speak no
how do we
evil.
learn it?
Oh, she like will go through them all, right? And like, so let it be known as, I'm your queen. And then like she'll probably send them out to the rest of her, like probably for you to help spread, to spread some. But she has numerous handmaidens and stuff. Is that the term? I don't know, but just like helpers around that are more than happy to spread this information. Like Adowni's wife, just like anyone who's like favored by her, like would be obviously spreading this.
Yeah,
Gotcha. Okay.
If I were particularly unscrupulous with this authority that I have, I would immediately just execute Downey. That's that would be the easiest way.
Yeah. I would the number
just
one
like Downey killed my son. Skull. Done.
Just so it's clear, the thing that about Guinevere's rules of courtly romance, that is probably the one that gets talked about the most, when not in like formal company, is a lover will keep himself chaste for the sake of her whom he loves. And it's also written in a very traditional way.
Okay.
Right?
Like it. Okay.
Like
in the way
heteronormative,
like promoting monogamy.
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right. Okay, so it's like you have your amour, your your chivalrous ideal. And then, right. but you don't go and philander on the side or anything like that.
Yeah, exactly. A lover will keep himself chaste for the sake of her whom he loves. A lover will not knowingly strive to break up a correct love affair that someone else is engaged in. And I think that's probably one that Karen sticks on, being like, "The fuck is this?"
Yeah. Well, wait, we're not supposed to have a romp in the hay.
Yeah.
With the
the first person to swear under the new rules of courtly romance, of course, could either be you, Gorthrin, or Lancelot.
I mean, I think the Gorthrin would be the first if given the opportunity.
You're the first knight of Guinevere, right?
Yeah.
Like, so it would be expected of you to do this.
Certainly.
Right.
Yeah.
And now you're expected to probably follow all of these to the T.
Yes.
Right? Which I'll share them out afterwards, but yeah.
Yeah, I was going to ask if this is in one of the appendixes or something, but yeah. Gorthrin will do his best.
Yeah, it'd be fine.
He's like, whoa, wait, what? we have rules now.
Oh my god, Roll20 updated. You can add PDFs.
Yeah, I noticed that. It's awesome.
Because of that one bookshelf.
Oh yeah. Nice.
All right, I just added let me give you all viewers permissions.
Because I'm kind of curious, like the state of the court in terms of the knights, of like how many of them are in, say, our position where we were married fairly young, right? Just because of the circumstances of the anarchy. But how many of them out there are in their 20s, like past knighthood and still unmarried, just, rowdy knights that
Plenty.
don't have a manor? Okay.
Plenty. If anything, right now, the issue and one of the so like, okay, the subtext of invading Ireland is actually very much this, is that there's too many fucking kids and not enough land.
Always the draw.
Yeah, right. Yeah. Is it's frankly, it is to expand families and land just to get rid of some of the surplus of people.
Right.
To help them settle down. Yeah, because actually it's becoming an issue that that you're too stable. And that you're proliferating.
Restless. Yeah. These are the people who would have been dying in droves of the anarchy and raids and others burning off all that ambition.
Yeah, and they don't have to marry for their family, right? So like there's all this extra, like just in general, you can kind of do what you want. I guess I get to adventure and do whatever, and not to make a name for myself separately. With that comes a little bit of less lax about philandering and courtship and stuff like that, because there's not really like rules for you. And so that's what this is really.
A lot of these on the roads, like to and from Easter and otherwise, because we travel in big groups when we travel to Easter. There's like 40 of us in a
oh yeah, you're never going to get accosted going to Easter, right?
Yeah, nothing like that. But we probably see like little groups of just hedge knights and people out to make a name for themselves.
Oh yeah, I don't.
Kind of
yeah, exactly. Honestly, I'm flagging this for like the next bit here, but we're getting into the romance period, right?
Yeah.
Between the romance period and the tournament period, which is the one following that, because the romance period is only like 10 years. You all like expect to get challenged by a bunch of no names like all the time. Like it's a random thing. It's like you just have to dispatch random knights, and it's like literally like after the end of a dramatic scene, they're like, "Ho, Knight of Arthur, I command you to show me this." And you're like,
I was looking forward to this part. I don't remember where I read it, where it's like, there'll be a time when it's like they're just gonna ask to fight for.
They're just gonna show up. Yeah, exactly. They're just gonna show up to your house and be like, "Hey, let's have a feast," and I expect you to put on a 10 librum feast for me, and then you're gonna kick my ass, and then I'm gonna go the other way.
Go the other way, yeah. Right. Like this guy Gorthrin, you get a great feast, and you can knock him on his ass, but don't let him near a sword.
Yeah. And this is very much going to be I've been coming for you all. Everyone's gonna have to deal with this, but you all particularly.
This part. Yeah, that's good. That's real good. Yeah, because I'm trying to get a feel for mood. These rules are here to like constrain and channel some of this, rambunctious
these youths
knighthoods.
Exactly. Again,
knights,
again, like these bachelor knights before the actual proper conquest, as like these knights were growing up and they were just kind of not having any direction. Like the world's kind of like made for them, they have it it's literally like the boomers, like these millennials have it too easy. They have no idea what hardship is and all that kind of stuff. They need a good war. They need a like that's like very much like this that's one lens you can kind of look at it, but the idea is that they do need help and direction and guidance. That the flip side to it is actually the lens of this is the first time we don't have to fight. We don't have to do the old ways, right? The law of the sword doesn't have to be in our blood. We have a chance to remake the model society.
Gorthrin's going to frame it like this then in his oath. I'm just not in an in-character headspace today, but that this is the true mastery of knighthood. Like mastery of the lance, riding a horse. That's the foundation. But you're not a real knight until you can master yourself. Until you no longer lose your shit. Till you no longer can just act on impulse and whatever you feel like. It's only this, and this is the way. This is how you get there. Is how Gorthrin should frame it. Like following these rules of romance will make you this person.
Only
any scrub cannot have sex with someone. It
Right.
takes a
Absolutely.
master to
Yeah.
like specifically not
Also,
have sex with someone. Yeah. Like I'm not having sex with someone right now.
Yeah.
But to specifically in a chivalric way not have sex with someone, that's a skill.
Yep. Exactly.
Nice.
That's how Gordon's going to frame it.
Knights going their own way.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Yep.
Awesome.
Knights supporting knights.
God.
Let's do it. Gorton swears. Yeah. Sounds great.
Nice. Yeah. I mean, all of Guinevere's honor knights are absolutely swearing. But yeah, you're the first one, so of course you're gonna give yourself 100 glory for doing this, right? Being the first one to being the role model, right?
Yeah.
The trendsetter here.
And I would like to surreptitiously just keep my eyes on Lancelot. Who's he looking at? Where are his eyes at? What's going on with our bright star over here?
Looking exactly into Guinevere's eyes as a promise to not interfere or and
like just a spark, something in the back of Gordon's mouth. Huh.
Yeah. And it's probably the hardest thing he's ever done as a knight is to swear this to him. And you can see him, it's like it takes all his mettle to do it, right? To not just, but he has to. He does not stick around for the feast afterwards or anything, right? So yeah, like by the end of this, he is gone.
Yeah.
He's, you just hear him like breathing, or whatever, just like, he's the claustrophobia of it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, no, he's not having a good time.
Or it's a bloodbath.
He will never, and that's the thing. Yeah. And the thing is that he'll never share. Like, I don't know if he'll ever share with you his feelings about Gwen. He's never shared anyone about his feelings for Guinevere, right?
Yeah, why would he?
Exactly. Gordon's it would only cause pain.
Yeah, Gordon's always been like, oh yeah, I don't want to screw her. She's just the best queen.
Honestly, the subtext to a lot of Lancelot's like great deeds, at least how I read it, is it's frankly suicidal.
Yeah.
That he's trying to get out of it, right? Like, if I just die, then like I don't have to deal with this problem. Is like kind of his thing, right? But he can't kill himself. It's very much like I have to do it through great deeds, right? Yeah. But like it's almost like that's his redemption. Like that's his out.
Instead of just being
or languish. Yeah, the answer is or languish alive. It's like either like keep doing bold things, endangering myself, like proving my stuff to Arthur, or languish. Those are my two choices. And
it's not
now more than ever, because now he's just sworn to the entirety of Camelot.
Yeah, he knows he's sworn a false oath.
Yeah. Oh yeah, for sure. Awesome. Cool.
Great.
So then next session we'll do Ireland and the Battle of Tara.
Yeah.
And we'll obviously do a lot more internal investigation, internal affairs. Salisbury Internal Affairs Division.
Takes all this though, because this is like going right against. This is in line with like your whole family structure. Yeah. It goes against it, solidifies it, makes it law even more than it was, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, I'm noodling on how Aeson's going to react to this, but not well, I'm guessing.
Hey man, honestly, I would love it if Arthur has a chance to talk to Aeswin and be like, hey, like, no hard feelings about the rules for quarterly stuff, right?
Is that a question or a demand?
A demand.
My liege.
Good.
Good stuff.
Yeah, he actually doesn't want to hear a protest to it. Now, like you could still get right. Yeah.
No.
But the thought that of him coming over to talk to you about it is very much like yeah.
I mean, it's again, Aeswin's been like, oh yeah, I'm complying with the law here.
Yeah.
But it's like an open secret.
Yeah. you were legally complying, but also legally flouting it as well through a loophole, right? And this basically kind of closes the loophole per se, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, "Yeah, this is going to be fine, right?" And he doesn't want to actually hear your response to it.
That's fine.
Yeah, like it's
Yeah.
really important to Guinevere. So
yeah, Acewin's already sewing up her first Gadsden flag. It's,
God, and yeah, and all the while, the empty air seat of Camelot. That's probably like where the camera lingers for the last shot of today.
Fucking hypocrite.
Yeah, man. I know, that's what's gonna be so good. So, I'm very excited about it.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Yeah, so we got an Irish war coming on. Obviously, we got some magical mysteries. And then, and I have a fun little treat for the end of next session, too. So, nice, y'all.
Nice.
Pendragon. Does it again.
Very good.
Pendragon.
Yeah. If you guys didn't see it already, Polygon had like an article for 6th edition come out, like talking about Pendragon getting there. So it's like, hey, it's getting praised. It's awesome. I thought the rules were supposed to be out at Gen Con. This is Gen Con week. I thought they were supposed to be out. I thought we were talking about converting, but apparently they're not ready or they're coming out later.
All right.
Yeah. But you can
honestly heard a lot coming out of Gen Con as like big drops. Maybe that's just me being ignorant.
Gen Con.
The only reason I know is because I desperately wanted the BattleTech Alpha Strike thing. Yeah. It sold out in like an hour and a half.
Yeah, for sure.
Like 10 by 11, I think. It started at 10, by 11 they were out, and they brought 200 units.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I'm sure that's it's a great deal, and honestly, people are probably scalping it, which is the sad part.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a sword tournament adventure being given out at Gen Con.
Neat.
Oh, nice. Oh, cool. I will see if there's a digital version. Probably not. But yeah.
Not yet.
We will absolutely be converting to 6th edition when it comes out. But I don't think it invalidates the passive. Yeah.
Yeah, I think it seems like just improvements across the board.
Exactly.
It's been a while since I've checked out all the developer blogs.
Yeah.
But every time I do, it's like, oh yeah, these.
Yeah. Look, it's got its
built-in passion rules.
Yeah, exactly. It's got great passion rules, and that's all it really is doing is just cutting off the sharp edges of Pendragon, which I like.
Yeah, this isn't D&D. We're not getting an entirely new system.
Just remake the game every edition in chaos.
Yeah. So now that you're a marshal, you can command Gorthrin to attack as a reaction.
Right. Yeah. Awesome. Hell yeah.
Yeah. Oh, that's the other thing is that they have interesting battle rules about stances of like being prudent versus courageous, and that alters your glory and your danger rather than it.
Yeah.
There's some really interesting stuff. I think that
I'm looking forward to the 5th edition adaptation of Pendragon.
Yeah.
That's gonna be a good one.
It's gonna be really good.
Right there next to the 5e RuneQuest hack.
Yeah. 5e Glorantha, man.
It really annoys me that the 5th edition adaptation of like the One Ring is not bad.
It's good. I like it.
It's good.
What, Adventures of Middle Earth?
Yeah. It's solid. Like, I mean, it's still 5th edition D&D, so that's going to be the biggest influence. But within that umbrella of 5th edition, it's good.
Well, it's amazing.
To tier 1, it's great.
Yeah. Look, it's amazing what like hope and weariness and like fatigue can do to a game. It turns out like everything else is almost like it's the backbone, and it turns out it's a great backbone to have.
Yeah. I think it backfills some areas of the game that were kind of withered on the vine.
Yeah.
Just there's the travel montage as an option. Like 5th edition, I don't think does hex crawling well. So adding hex crawling rules to 5th edition would be like pearls before swine a little for me. The montage version in Adventures Middle Earth does play towards 5th edition strengths.
Yeah. 1,000,000%.
You got to get what goes on expansion, because you quickly run out of you just start getting repeats with the D12 table.
Oh yeah,
it's in the
I don't doubt.
There's an expansion that specifically expands the journey stuff, and then usually each of the region guides also has events.
Local color.
Yeah, it's just one of those. Like I thought everything for Adventures of Middle Earth was great, and bought it up when it was still in print and stuff.
Yeah,
it's a really well done adaptation of 5e.
Yeah.
You can smoke a pipe to get advantage on intelligence tests.
Yep.
Yeah,
I would not pick. I would not pick Adventures of Middle Earth over the One Ring, but I would choose it over any other D&D. I think that's where I land.
It's very satisfying. I really like it.
Yeah, for sure.
And that One Ring, that red faux leather book.
Yeah, the Kickstarter one. I have it. It's sick.
It's really cool. I love it.
Just
want just an adventure in the Shire. The whole campaign, honestly, just hobbit adventures in the Shire.
Man, I'll run a one-shot for that.
Yeah. Well, it's a shame because I did not enjoy my time with that game.
Yeah.
No.
I've never
played it.
It's you're garbage and you're a garbage person.
Yeah, I know I'm a bad person. Yeah.
So
that's I get that.
We can just ignore that. That's
Hive Indicator is mentioning the 5e OSR. My brother, that's 5 Torches Deep. That already exists.
Into the Unknown is another one.
Yeah, that already
Into the Unknown's a fun 5e OSR crossover.
Oh yeah, there's some really good middle ground between those two that is frankly scary. It's actually also very good. It's a spot desperately needing. So that's cool.
Fun stuff.
Yeah. Anyways, awesome. Good stuff, y'all. We'll be back. I think next week will be grand.
Yeah, I should
probably.
Yep, maybe probably towards the end of August. I don't know if
I will not be. Next week is my cousin's fiance's special party. So
okay, cool. Yeah, fair enough.
Then
late night for sure. All right.
The 21st I'll be good, but then the 28th I'll also not be good again.
That's fair. It's August. It's touch and go. So
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Probably the 28th for me too.
All right.
Yeah.
We'll just all right then. So expect the 21st to be the next session. Okay, cool. I'll wrap up everything for 5:30. The 21st. If it's cool, I'd like to commit to maybe a little bit of a longer one on the 21st, just so we could also kind of recap the Conquest period.
Yeah.
Yes.
That sounds great.
Okay, cool. Awesome, yeah. Thanks. All right, then we're going to get out of here. Take care.